Well, welcome to vloggoween day 11. We've finally reached Craig's room for the deep clean. We are going all out today. I've got Dale helping me. We've managed to get Craig to, agree to come off his Xbox. I say that like he's defiant and won't come off his Xbox ever. He will do. We've got him to go into our room. He's going to sit in there with YouTube or whatever it is he plays on his Xbox while we take his room apart. We're going to hoover it. We are going to get this carpet shampoo out. We're going to wash all his bedding and change all his bedding. We are proper going to town. We've actually been hard at it all day. I've been awake all night, deep cleaning the kitchen. And then myself and Dell got started at around, I think about 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, with doing the bedrooms and getting all that sorted. Now, one of the things we've noticed with Craig the last couple of weeks, maybe the last month or so, in that sort of time frame, is that he is breaking out in hives. That's the dog you can hear drinking if you can hear slurping out of a water bowl. It is not me, it's the dog having a drink. There you go, he's done now. He's breaking out in hives all over his body. And we thought at first it could have been an allergic reaction to a new wash powder. Well, it wasn't, because I re-washed all his clothes in wash powder that I have used so many times before, and it's not been a problem. Also, he's breaking out in hives, and then 2 days later he'll break out again, and then it will be 4 days before he breaks out again, and then it will be another 4 days, and it's totally random when he's breaking out. It can't be the laundry, because he's wearing clothes that have been laundered every day, and he's not having a reaction every day. So it's not the laundry powder, so we could strike that off of the list. Then we thought maybe it would be a food intolerance. Now, I know if I take him to the doctors and I'm like, he's having these hives all over his body, what's causing it? The doctor will be like, well, keep a food diary and keep a track of everything he touches and all that and what he uses, like deodorants. Great, fine. We did that. We got him to keep a detailed list of everything he ate, drank, or that touched his skin every day, and then to keep track of reactions and times. Now, he had a reaction at like 9 o'clock in the morning before he'd even got up and eaten or drank anything. He had a reaction. Sometimes he's having them at 9, 10 o'clock at night when he's been up and about all day. It is totally random, and his food diary and his drink diary and like deodorant and all that sort of stuff, nothing was following a pattern. He'd have a reaction when he'd used something before, and he'd have a reaction when he used something new, and he wouldn't have reactions when he'd used new or used stuff that he'd used before. It was literally, like I say, totally random. Then it kind of dawned on us. Obviously, having pets in the house, we are very regimented on flea and worm treatments for both the pets. However, when we got baby Nova, we were told she had flea treatment, but because of the language barrier, it was very hard to figure out what flea treatment she had actually had. So we couldn't actually give her anything for a couple of weeks because we couldn't have it like reacting with what she'd been given or giving her too much of a certain medication. So we had to wait. We couldn't really do much else, which wasn't a big problem because she stayed in Alyssa's room 24/7, and it didn't really seem like she had a massive flea issue. We noticed maybe 1 or 2 on her, but that was about it. It was like, okay, it's fine. However, as you well know, if you've got 1 or 2, you probably do have more. Well, it was fine. When baby Nova first came to us, she was so terrified. She wasn't going near any of us. She was staying in one small corner of Alyssa's room that was sort of boarded off for her so she could have her own space. She basically lived in this small, it wasn't a caged area, but that sort of thing, She had her own little place where she could be. So there was no risk of her infecting the rest of the house with the fleas or the dog or any of that jazz. So we thought when she gets braver and she wants to come out, we'll give her a nice little flea treatment. We'll get in there and treat Alyssa's room. We'll be golden. It'll be fine. There's a small chance we were wrong because Craig started reacting. But we'd had Nova for a very long time. and Nova had been out around the house for a while. But I think we got a different flea treatment for Nova to the one we normally get. Normally we get a Johnson's 4 fleas tablet. That's all we've ever used on the cats are 4 fleas tablets. And we use Advantage or Frontline on the dog. Well, we couldn't get the 4 fleas. No, we did get the 4 fleas tablets. Nova will not take a tablet. So we had to get a spot on for her. Now, this spot on worked. Not a problem. Can't complain. It was good. Did its thing. However, Craig started getting the hives after we used that particular flea treatment. Now, is he developing a flea allergy or has he developed an allergy to the treatment we are using? Either way, we don't know. So it is now vitally important that we make sure this house is completely flea free and that we go back to the Johnson's 4 flea stuff, because obviously that's what we've used in the past and he has had no reaction. So we've reverted back to that and we are going all over today to make sure that every single flea is no longer with us. And it is incredibly hard to do that because when you put the spot on your dogs, you tend to just remove the adult fleas. You don't really get the larvae that are in the carpet or the pupa or, the little baby ones or the eggs. You don't get those. You interrupt the adult life cycle on your pet, which is great because they can't breed anymore, but you still get the babies hatching and then you get reinfested again and there's a whole problem. So, pets have been treated again and have their flea collars. We have a spray for them that will repel fleas, and Woody also has a flea repellent shampoo that we use on him quite regularly anyway. So he's got all that there. We are hoovering every single day because apparently that's what you're supposed to do. It encourages them to hatch and then you hoover them all up. You empty your hoover bag and there, bye-bye go the fleas. But we are also shampooing the carpet. Then we are using the foggers. Again, we went with the Johnson's foggers because Craig has never really had a reaction when we've used like Johnson's 4 fleas and stuff like that. I do genuinely suspect it's not really a flea allergy. It's an allergy to the flea treatment we used. Because the fleas, they ingest a small amount and then they live for a bit. And when they bite you, they put that small amount into you and then they start drinking your blood. So you get a small dose. And that's what causes your allergic reaction. It's the flea vomiting into your bloodstream to make your blood thinner so they can drink it. That's what causes the allergic reaction. Or that's as far as I know it anyway. So yeah, I suspect it's been the treatment more than it is the actual fleas. But either way, I'm not taking a risk. And it's good pet ownership to make sure that you have treated not only your pets, but the home and everything else. And a good pet flea regime and worming regime, I think is a really good thing to have. And while we're doing the deep cleans anyway, let's just go for it. I love my little carpet shampooer. It's got these, I think, 4 or 6 little round brushes on the bottom of it that spin round incredibly fast. Now, my shark hoover does pick up quite a bit of dog hair, especially now I've got the new brush bar on it. But when I tell you, when I get this baby out and start running it up and down the carpet, you should see the amount of hair it pulls up. It is phenomenal. I'm actually thinking maybe I need to get more onto a carpet cleaning regime more often. I would really like to do like a deep clean of the house once every 3 months. So when the season change, deep clean. But honestly, I think I get bored of that quite quickly. And I think that's an awful lot of hard work. I think every 6 months is reasonable, really. You know, when you're going from the warm months into the colder months, that's when you need to change and vice versa. So you've got autumn, winter are kind of cold and drizzly. And then you go spring, summer, nice and warm. And I think on the cusp of like autumn, winter, then you do a deep clean. Spring, summer, deep clean. Do it every 6 months. It's fine every 6 months. Although I know a lot of people don't bother deep cleaning at all. Quite frankly, I'd quite like to be one of them. Who's got time for a deep clean? It's so necessary, but it feels really unnecessary. Like, who is coming into your house, looking under your bed and going, oh, dust bunnies under there? I mean, in all honesty, if your friends and family are coming round your house and pulling out bits of furniture to see if the skirting board behind it's been dusted, are they really your friends? Or your family? Because I tell you what, my family ain't coming round here pulling out my furniture, having a check behind my furniture to see if I've dusted my baseboards. If they're pulling my furniture out to check if I've done that, I'm going to be giving them a cloth and telling them to dust away, Charlie. You know, I think your friends and family aren't coming round doing that, are they? So is it really, really necessary to do a massive, massive deep clean as often as people say it is? Because I don't think it is. As long as the predominant areas of use get cleaned regularly, I think you're fine. And whose definition of regularly are we using? I mean, Christmas is regular, right? So, I think we can play it a little bit cautiously with this constant deep cleaning malarkey. But it was really good to get in and deep clean Craig's room and make sure that, like I say, there's no little critters hiding in the furniture or in the carpet waiting to cause him some sort of allergy. However, if I've done all this and we have reduced the flea population and he continues having an allergic reaction to something, I don't know what we're going to do. I think it's going to be off to the doctors to have some sort of tests done. Because we have covered every eventuality. We've changed diet, kept track of diet. We've changed washing powder and gone back to the old washing powder. What's left to do? We've gone back to how he was before, and it's random when he reacts. I don't understand that. If he was exposed to something every day, which he is, he barely leaves the house most days. If he was exposed to something, he would be exposed every day. Why is he not reacting every day? I don't get it. I suppose it could be stress. I know stress causes hives. But Craig's more laid back than anyone I've ever met. And I don't think really he could be stressing. He says he's not. I don't know if it could be a hormonal thing. I mean, could teenage boys and hormones cause hives? I really don't think so. But, I'm no hormonal doctor. I don't know what they can cause. I never thought going through perimenopause would make me feel like I had bugs crawling under my skin, but it does. So, hormones can do weird and wonderful things to you. So maybe that is causing his hives and we just have to wait for him to settle down. I really don't know at this point, but we are just covering every eventuality. And that's all we can do. That's all the doctor's going to tell us to do, isn't it? Keep a diary. Keep a log and revert back to the stuff he's safe with. Well, that's what we've done. So I think I'm going to give this a week to play out now. We've deep cleaned his room and everything is back. Like the pets are back on their old flea treatments. The rooms have been cleaned. Everything's back to normal. I'm going to give it maybe a week to 10 days. See if he has a reaction after this. If he does, he's off to the doctors. And if he doesn't, I think we're sorted. I think we fixed it. But it is really good. His room smells gorgeous now. I love my carpet shampoo. I use the Astonish carpet shampoo stuff. Doesn't foam up too much and leaves a really, really lovely smell. He's got his clean bedding on. And I don't know, everything seems much calmer and nicer in his room now. It's all clean and tidied and organised. I couldn't really do much of a declutter in his room because obviously it's his room and it's his stuff and I can't get rid of stuff that's his because it's his. So I've done the best I can. Everything's tidied, organised. Those aren't orbs flying around. Those are dust particles. We have stirred up a lot of lint and things like that, shaking blankets and whatever. And that's what you're seeing flying about the place. I thought it was what they're called, orbs at first, but they're not. They're all flying in the same direction. They're all coming from sort of outside window area and going towards the door. So they're following the draft of the wind. And that's all it is. It's just sort of particles off of the blanket Del shook. But hopefully there will be some more creepy videos, talking of orbs, coming very, very soon. We're going to do some more walks around graveyards. That was quite good fun. And I really want to go for another late night walk around the fields. Me and Dale couldn't sleep one night. We got up about 3 a.m. and we just like, stuff it, let's go for a walk. And we went for a walk around our local fields. Super scary, super fun. It was great. Well, we are nearly halfway to Halloween, guys, so do keep a lookout for a daily video from me, and I will see you all again tomorrow. Bye for now.